What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the debut album from the band Musmahhu, entitled Reign of the Odious. This is released on Iron Bonehead Productions. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Nyköping, Sweden, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very aggressive, dark, blasphemous hybrid of both death metal and black metal. Yeah. What really intrigued me about this project was the fact that this was another band featuring probably one of the most important and prolific people to come out of the Swedish metal underground. I of course am referring to Swartadauthuz, whom you probably know best for his work with such projects as Azelisassath, Bekëth Nexëhmü, Demonomantic, Niflheim, Mystic, Trolldom, many more to be specific. This guy is so prolific. He not only runs Ancient Records, but he also plays in a lot of the bands that I just mentioned. He is really one of a kind. He really has a lot of great prowess when it comes to black metal, but I think his death metal sort of leanings should be taken into attention as well. It's some really great stuff. In 2018, we got a glimpse of what would be soon to come from this project in the form of a 7-inch entitled Formulas of Rotten Death. Swartadauthuz pretty much played and did everything except for the drums and the vocals, I think. I think he played guitars and bass, if I'm not mistaken, but that was a 2-track EP, and really it showed you a lot of diversity and a lot of creativity coming from that project. Like this is a really true to blue, genuine death metal sort of release. And it made me think what was going to come next from this project. And now here we are with the debut full-length from Musmahhu entitled Reign of the Odious. It's 7 tracks and it clocks in at around 43 minutes in length, and pretty much right out of the gate, I would easily say this is one of the best releases to come out in 2019 so far as death metal, black metal, whatever you want to refer to it as. There's just so much going on here that really makes you want to pay attention and listen to this album over and over again. The replayability value on Reign of the Odious is very much a big and important deal here. Musically, this is extremely well-versed, very solidly done, very well played. The guitar and bass work is very, very good. I love the riffs, I love the momentum, I love the heaviness of the bottom end of the bass. It's just really, really great stuff, especially for the first half of this record. You get it on songs like Apocalyptic Brigade of Forbidden, Musmahhu Rise, and Slaughter of the Seraphim. Just the first half of this record is insane. I love the riffs, I love the guitar playing, I love the franticness, everything sounds amazing. Even when you get to the second half of this record, you get to realize how amazing of a guitar player Swartadauthuz really is, and he really brings some fantastic guitar riffs being done here throughout this album, especially when it comes to the closing moments of this record with Thirsting for Life's Terminus. You get some great aggression going on in that song, and then towards the end you think you're getting a little bit of a chance to have a breather, but then things pick right back up and it's just a lot crazier and nastier from there. I really love the songwriting and guitar playing being done here on this album. The drumming on here is very, very good. It has a bit of a contemporary sort of flair going for it. A lot of good snare tones, a lot of awesome blasts, really much in vein with being a death metal sort of sound. If I'm not mistaken, the guy playing drums on this album in the previous release was Kevin Paradis, who you may know for his work with projects such as Syrox, Autocrator, Benighted, and I believe he played drums on the most recent Azelisassath EP that came out last year. This guy is an amazing drummer, and here on this Musmahhu release, he really shows you what type of a force he brings for the drumming, especially considering the bulk of all of these songs range from within 6 to 7 minutes in length. But everything flies by at such a good pace. I mean, these don't feel like long 6 to 7 minute songs. These really do go by smoothly, and this drum performance that he does is really, really good. And when it comes to the vocals, I really can't pronounce the name of the vocalist. I apologize for that, but this guy's vocals are really, really awesome. Very tormented, very deep, very evil sounding. I love his vocal delivery. I love his vocabulary, the way his words come out, the way he does his vocals. It's really, really awesome, and it especially adds that depth of fear and sincerity throughout the majority of Reign of the Odious, especially once again going towards the first half of this album, which I think is really, really strong. Second half of this record, same thing. Really, really great vocal work going on here with this album. But yeah, overall, this is a very, very impressive debut full length. If you're a fan of anything that involves Swartadauthuz or anything of his projects, or if you're into black metal, laced death metal, blackened death metal, or what have you, Musmahhu have put out a very, very strong debut full length here with Reign of the Odious. I cannot recommend this album enough. So if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Apocalyptic Brigade of Forbidden, Slaughter of the Seraphim, Spectral Congregation of Anguish is another really great track, and I gotta mention the short track on here, Burning Winds of Purgatory, pretty much serves as the calm point before you get to the second half of this record, which I think is really, really nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a link in the description box so you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Iron Bonehead Productions Bandcamp page, where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and it is available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. Of course, you can purchase it through Iron Bonehead, or you can wait until there are distributors in the US available to purchase this to get this release. So again, the album is Reign of the Odious by Musmahhu. This is released on Iron Bonehead Productions. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm feeling a very solid 9 out of 10 for this one. Very impressive debut album, and definitely I'm looking forward to hearing more from this project, and of course more from the great mind of Swartadauthuz. So if you happen to have heard this release, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it, or any of you guys into Musmahhu or anything involving Swartadauthuz. Let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until next time, Musmahhu out.